Welcome to Age of Quarantine. I'm David Castillo from Saint Vitus. Just figuring some stuff out with Luane from Dreamcrusher on how we can get connected here. Yeah, these things fucking happen. Cheers to everybody. Happy Monday. Hopefully we could get Luane joined. You know, technology. It's a funny place. There's Luane. There's Dreamcrusher. A great artist. And there it is. Here we go. Boop, 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 boop. Waiting for Dreamcrusher.
Oh!
We got it to work.
What you sipping on?
How are you? Oh, I got a smoothie with tequila in it. I'm like very fancy. You know, to be very honest, the only thing that bums me out about this is that we can't exchange a huge embrace. If you've ever been around, Luane is gonna be like, and then he's gonna run over to you and give you a hug if he likes you. And so that's the only sad part about today.
Listen. After all this shit going on, I ain't touching nobody ever the motherfucker again. Fuck all that 6 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet, 14, 35.
For sure.
I'm also really fucked up. I have found a really good tincture, and I've been microdosing all day.
Okay. We're on the journey.
And red wine, bitch. How you doing, bitch?
Yeah.
Lit, bitch.
Well, I absolutely love it. So, and I had like such a nice intro before. Now, like, you know, we're here. But
sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Fuck my intro. We're here now. Luane, I wanted to ask, and I start the interviews just by asking everybody the sort of same question. But first of all, are you in Brooklyn right now?
No, I'm in Queens with Bay.
Okay, cool.
So
you're in Queens. So
yeah.
If you weren't in Queens right now, do you know where you'd be? Would you be on the road? Do you know exactly? It's kind of a weird question because this has gone on for so long, but it's how I start.
Woo! Okay, so listen. So basically all of the above. So like I live in Bed-Stuy. I forgot to delete all the shit in my fucking calendar of like stuff I was supposed to do the rest of the year because none of it fucking matters anymore. But like I was supposed to go to Europe like around this time. I was supposed to be doing like festivals and shit. Like festival season was supposed to start. I was supposed to do something with like a really like esteemed like performance artist. We were supposed to share a bill in Scotland and I'd never been there before. So it's been like every few days I get reminded that my life fucking sucks because I can't do shit. Like it's like I'm sure like all the musicians that are probably listening now know exactly what I'm talking about. Like
yeah,
shit is going on. How are you? Because you don't get to put on dope shows anymore.
Yeah, I mean it's sort of the same thing too. It's kind of like, you know, I still have stuff on my calendar and you know, every once in a while I look and I'm like, damn. You know, like, ooh, that would have been great. And actually, I was going to do a show this weekend, and I mean, I'll just tell everyone, it was going to be with a band called Dead Guy, like old hardcore band that was reuniting. That was one of my favorites, and it's not happening. And it like breaks my heart. I'm like,
it's like the knife is like there's like several knives in my heart now because like. Yeah,
it's a shitty thing, but hey, we're here now, and the purpose of this show really is to just kind of delve into everybody who we talk to, like your musical journey, and hopefully just like, you know, get a better sense of the artist in themselves. So the first thing I would like to go way back to actually childhood, because I think that's what we form a lot of our strongest sort of notions about music, and we generally, those are things that you really recall. So I wanted to ask, when was the first time, do you remember, that you just felt really attracted to music?
Shit. I don't know. I think like, my sisters, I have two sisters who are 15 years older than me.
Mm.
And they were like two fucking club kids. Like they listened to everything. They were a fucking mess. I love them to death, but they're fucking terrible. But like Prince and like New Jack Swing and shit like that. I always tell the story of like hearing Einstürzende Neubauten for the first time. I was like up at like 2 a.m. and BBC America was playing like live from Jules Holland shit and like other like weird live performances from like all over Europe and that, you know what I mean? And like this came on. This is like I saw like a what's this FM Einheit who was like playing like a fucking giant coil with a string, and it was just like, what the fuck is this shit? Like,
yeah,
I can't remember how I was, probably like 6, but like, I just love shit like that from then on. And then like you can't. I don't care if he's a shit human being now. Like he didn't do nothing to me. This is a terrible way to start this reference. But when I saw Come to Daddy for the first time, and I was like, I'd never heard anything like that before. Like it was like fucking ridiculous.
And the imagery being so strong. If it was, you know, I mean, for me, it was a music video, right?
Yeah.
For you as well.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I just remember like as a kid, I hated other kids. So seeing a bunch of children with his fucking face on them chasing people was a lot.
Yeah, that was a very brutal visual. It scared the shit out of me, honestly.
And like, to be honest, I get pissed when people are like, oh yeah, like, oh, that's super plebby or whatever. It was like, no, fuck you. That shit was like awesome. Like,
yeah, and the context of the time and stuff. But it's interesting, you know, for me as well. I have my eldest brother is 15 years older than I am, and I have 2 brothers and a sister. And you know, my sister was really into like George Michael and had like an airbrushed like jean jacket with his face on it and shit, like real like 80s like mall vibe, you know. And then my brothers were really into like, you know, like club music, like freestyle was big around like Long Island and stuff, and we're also into like just like big rock, like GNR and like, you know, stuff of like, you know, hair metal stuff that was sort of popular too. So that's where I sort of got the bug for like rock and roll and stuff sort of at the outset, you know. So this sort of like late night Jules Holland thing, I guess that was kind of the first time that you'd be introduced to some facet of what would be like noise.
Yeah, and then like very soon, I actually don't know, when did AMP start on MTV? When was that?
Ooh, I'm not exactly sure.
It had to have been like early 90s.
Sure.
The aesthetic was like there for that.
Yeah, totally.
To exist.
It feels that way, so let's just say it's that.
Yeah, and it, like from AMP specifically, like all this like shitty techno that I don't like, and all the like interesting like jungle and drum and bass shit that I do like was like on there. It was like my first time seeing any of that shit.
Sure.
And for anyone wondering, like, I'm not a New Yorker. I was born in Kansas. I just live here.
Yeah.
I will be a naive, stupid Midwesterner my entire life, and I don't really care.
Yeah, but that's great. You know what I mean? Like, I'm from the suburbs of New York. It's not whatever. You know what I mean? We're all here to try and learn and understand from one another. So, so as you were sort of kind of going through this stuff, obviously Aphex Twin was starting to kind of sweep into your mind and certain of these things like that. What was kind of like a moment where you started playing music? What was like your earliest interactions of trying to play? Was that in Wichita when you first, you know, Dreamcrusher started there, right?
Yeah. I started. Ooh.
Was there a band beforehand that you were ever in, or anything, other projects, earlier stuff?
I won't talk about the first band that I was ever in because it's terrible. And like, luckily, we never recorded anything. We never performed live.
Mm-hmm.
It was like some like harebrained scheme to like fuck with the band kids. The band kids at my elementary school were assholes. They were like shit human beings, like snooty, that type of shit.
Yeah.
So we like, me and my friend who well, I don't remember his name actually. But we like snuck into the band room, and the band room, it's like the size of like a really large industrial closet. We like took like 2 basses. We didn't even get like, I remember this vividly because I got in so much fucking trouble for it. But like, I played drums. There were 2 bass players, and then one of us was just screaming, and that was it. Like, it was like 5th grade. Yeah, it was like 5th grade, and like I had just seen now I can't remember the band's name. It was like it must have been Behemoth or something. Like my mom loved metal.
Oh yeah. Wow.
She's hilarious because now she like will deny it if you ask her, which is I hate when parents do that. Yeah. But like, I think that when I like made music myself, oh shit, I think it was like 14. Yeah. But one of my cousins was like an R&B singer, and he was like, it was around the time when "Crank That" by Soulja Boy came out.
Oh, all right.
So like everybody wanted to be a fucking music producer because you would go on your LimeWire and think you were getting In the Club by 50 Cent, and it was actually just Soulja Boy's Crank That, because he would just, did you hear about
write
this
the
shit?
false titles. Yeah, he would write the other titles, right? Yeah, and that's how it became huge.
Oh yeah, so like I thought I was getting like I was trying to download the RDJ LP off of Kazaa, and this motherfucker had like his own shit in Fingerbib. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
You can't knock the hustle though. I kind of respect it.
I'm actually like, the troll. No one will ever troll that well ever. Like people will try, but it's not gonna work. But yeah, my cousin was like a singer-songwriter producer, and he was using Fruity Loops, and we were in the computer lab at school, and I was like, let me try this real quick, and like I made the most like. The first song I made was like the most shitty, bastardized version of like a fucking Goldie track you could possibly imagine.
Totally.
Like 200 BPM, nothing but percussion. Like it didn't make any sense at all. Oh yeah, it was. And then like everybody made fun of me forever. And then like I like started making all my early songs were made on my sister's laptop.
Oh wow! Okay, so everything at the outset of it was like no hardware, just straight, laptop production.
Oh yeah. I hadn't even like, I don't think I had met any other musicians at that point. Like I was still in high school.
Sure.
And like,
was it kind of more isolated in Wichita for as far as obviously like people making their own stuff and really trying to express themselves kind of outside of the norm of, like you were saying, like hip hop and R&B, or like, something that was approaching popular music versus like what you were trying to achieve?
Yeah. So people got really mad at me when I said this. But I said that like Wichita and like most small towns in America, it's rap rock, it's fucking juggalos, it's like, that's like what would be considered French. It's like a white guy with dreads, like singing about like Italis Vital type of shit. It's like, what are you talking about? And you're in Kansas. You're not. Let's stop. This is cattle country.
Yeah.
But like there was really no. I didn't think there was a place for me. And then like I remember the first show I played was at a cafe called Poetic Justice. Let me tell you something. And like they let us bring our own equipment in. Like the noise artist I played with was a Flower, Flesh and Blood. He's like, if you think my discography's nuts, his is even crazier. But they didn't know me. We'd never met. They were just like, oh, you have a really popular song on MySpace. Let's play a show. It's like, okay. And like, no one was there. It was so fucking funny. But we got free chai lattes, and I blew someone's speaker because, of course, I did.
Classic.
It was like the funniest shit ever, and I was like, well, I'm gonna have to go to school because none of this is going to work. So, like, yeah, but like.
But was that like when you started kind of one thing that I think is always interesting is kind of like how people progress as far as, you know, just kind of learning music and things like that. I was actually just hanging out with my friend Vivian, and Vivian she's an amazing journalist, does a lot of, you know, she was the former editor-in-chief of Accelerator and stuff like that. And one thing she told me about Fruity Loops was that, and she's super into grime and stuff. And one thing she told me is that why grime is 140 BPMs is because that's what Fruity Loops opens up to. Was that your experience as well?
I literally didn't figure out that I could change the BPM of my songs until like freshman year of college. Like I was like, I wanted to like learn how to sample, but like samples are different percussive levels. Samples are like all over the place. They're not in 140 BPM. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? But, like I learned as I was making music how to use the program.
Mm-hmm.
So like a lot of fans have asked if I'll ever put any of that stuff out, and I'm like, absolutely the fuck not. Like, honestly, like anything before the Hackers EP I came out with when I first moved here, sure. It sounds like a child made it to me.
Totally, and that's okay though. What I think is amazing is that, you know, I love to chart these progressions because it is a progression. You know, we're talking about a long arc to get to. You're not Dreamcrusher overnight. You know, you're not like Youth Code overnight. You're not like these different things overnight. And I love getting into these things. So Fruity Loops is kind of like your base level, and then you're like, you know, playing shows in Wichita and shit like that, like smaller shows. And then when was it like? Is it like, yo, I gotta move out of here to try and further trying to make like go a little bit more as far as music? What was New York City, and what did the promise in New York City hold for you as far as, you know, moving out?
Well, I didn't plan on moving to New York. I like it was funny because like I did a GoFundMe to go on tour. So like I don't have anything in my savings. My mom was like, yeah, if you want to pursue music, you gotta go. And I was like, well, she was sick at the time. And she's like, I was taking care of her. And she was like, actually, like, no, you should go. Like, you're gonna be stuck here if you take care of me any longer. And that kind of seared in my head a little bit. It was just like,
that's a pretty powerful thing for somebody to say to you too. I mean, especially your mother to be like, you know, hey, if you want to go and really explore the world, like, you know, kind of pushing you off to go do so a little bit.
Yeah. And like, honestly, like it was at the time, because I missed the 285 Kent Glasslands era. I came like right after all that stuff ended.
Sure.
And like, I got to see the pictures of people like together having fun, stuff like that at the venues. And I was like, well, I want that. That's not here. And I'll admit, like, I talk shit about Wichita all the time, but like, we had like a pretty like decent group of like weirdos who collected like Ramley records and shit like that.
Yeah.
It was just too small, and I played so often. Well, I play off. Well, I don't play often anymore, but when I would play like 3 times a week in Wichita, but it was at one place. It was at this one dive bar, and it got to a point where like people stopped coming. It was like no one wants to play with me anymore because I played yesterday. Like, you know what I mean? And like, honestly, there are a shitload of Black people in the Midwest, but when I moved to New York and saw like, I don't know, you know what I'm talking about. Just being in New York and being around a lot of different kinds of people all the time is really appealing to somebody like me.
Sure.
So as soon as I like got out of the train in Bushwick, at the time Bushwick still had a lot of different kinds of people in it.
Oh, man, I love you, boy.
But like the first time I was on the train, people were doing like Showtime and shit, and I completely acted like a German tourist and was just like, it was like fucking cool as shit. Like I'd only seen people like do that shit in YouTube videos, so it was like, what the fuck, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then like honestly, as soon as I fucking got here, I like had to hit the ground running, and I had never had to do that before.
Yeah, it's a demanding city, as you know.
Yeah. But I needed that because I got to a place where I wasn't being challenged creatively either. So it being able to play with a bunch of different kinds of musicians to maybe go, I need to hit this a little harder.
Sure. I mean, there's definitely a thing there too where you're like, hey, you know, now I'm on a different kind of level in stage, and I'm seeing what other people are doing, and I'm gonna try and like, wow, okay, like this is New York City. There's a lot of great musicians and great talent. It's almost like an embarrassment of riches. Like when I have to think about somebody to play a great show and open for a great band, I'm like, well, okay, there's, you know, I could pick, you know, if it's depending on the genre, other things too. There's a lot of things there, and I feel like also you can easily take in a lot as well. So you like see stuff and you're like, ooh, that's kind of good. Ooh, that's kind of cool. And it's like all different kinds of musics, right? You go to the hardcore show one day, you go to the club the other night. There's all that, and that's what appealed to me too. You know, living on Long Island, it was always in the shadow of the city, and I'm like, that's the big show. That's where I want to go. Like, that's where the cool shit is, man. I'm like over here, like in the burbs, like fuck this, you know, like, and so that's why. And I always had this fascination with sort of, at least for me, downtown New York City art, cool. Like, I'm like, I want to be like those people. Like, that was really a big, major pull for me. So, you come to New York, and then you say you got to hit the ground running, and I feel like you did because you hustled hard. Like, you know, and my impression of Dreamcrusher as like a booker and so on was like, there's this person over here, Luane, is like making like a lot of records and a lot of like noise though, but like people are like responding to it. And I remember the first time that I saw you play, and it was so like it was at Vitus, and I believe Jen Pelly had booked the show, and it was just like, Jen was like, I think that you'd really like this, and I heard it, and I was like, wow, this is fucked up, but like good, you know. Good. So it's just like, oh, all right, cool, and it had like this very immediate, almost like a punk energy, a confrontational energy, and I just really I didn't know what to expect as far as like the performance went. How do you think like? And now when I see Dreamcrusher, honestly, Dreamcrusher was one of the, shows I saw this year with Nah. That was in January.
Oh yeah. Oh and yeah.
And I think, you know, I'm like, oh, I did actually see a couple of things this year. Like I saw some art. I trying to hold on to it, you know. Yeah. And before we did this, I was just contrasting those two shows in my mind. I'm like, here, like, short hair, no lights, like so raw and direct, and to where the show got. Could you talk a little bit about just hitting the ground running and all these releases, and how you started channeling that into the progression of what would be the Dreamcrusher show now versus the Dreamcrusher show then?
I was so skinny. It was great.
Dude, you were...
Woo! I was like... I'm so mad now because I got this quarantine batted child. This ain't cute no more. Where the trim spot at? Where the flat tummy tea? I'm thickums.com. Ain't nobody got time for all that.
Yeah, no doubt.
But
same here.
when I first started playing here, I was only playing based off of like the old material that didn't have vocals, that didn't have like, they didn't really warrant a sensory experience. And I distinctly remember it was for Northside Media Group, right?
I think so. I think it was Northside Fest. It was one of the Northside festivals that like happened over the years.
Yeah, I remember it was Mitski that headlined.
Correct, yeah.
And like everybody was really good. I can I tell you a funny story?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So wait, let me get some wine for some.
I opened a beer because I'm already done with the daiquiri. I'm so bad.
Yes. But okay, so I thought that I was banned from Saint Vitus.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because I mean the show was my set was the only rowdy one. It was like still at the point where I was just playing with whoever would ask me.
Yeah.
And like I hit myself with the mic first. And then somebody took the mic from me and was like running around with it. And I was like on their back, they were on my back and all this other crap. One of my friends was eating a sandwich. I do remember that. And I was like, you did not drop the sandwich at all during any of this chaos. We need to be friends.
Yeah.
But I went up to the bar at the end of the night and I was like, Jen was like, yeah, let's go get you paid and everything. And the bartender was like, oh no. You broke the microphone. You gotta pay for it. I was like, did I break the microphone? And then I was like, no, I didn't, because the other bands used it. And the guy was like, nah, I'm just fucking with you. And he like gave me the money after. I was like, what the fuck?
You know what's funny? I remember that actually really well because it was like, I believe it was Brandon Stocy came up to me. He's like, hey, Dave, what's up? You know, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? You know, I'm like, hey, you know, drinking and stuff. And he's like, Dreamcrusher broke a microphone. I'm like, who cares? Like, I'm like, it happens all the time, you know? We were just, I think that it was like a joke that just like ended up becoming like, I was like, no, guys, it's like, it's fine. It's, these things happen, you know what I mean?
I got scared. I was like, oh shit.
Oh my God. Well,
like, I don't even live here. I don't have family here. Like, if I go to jail, goddamn. Like,
yeah, it's
because I played at Cake Shop once and I flipped over onto a table and broke the table.
Sure.
And they kicked me out and they told me not to come. So I was thinking in like, oh shit.
I think that, I mean, in my opinion on stuff like this, if you like, like I booked like the Dillinger Escape Plan and like bands that are really insane. So I kind of knew what I'm getting myself into. You know what I mean? If I was going to be a little more squeamish, like I'm not like some dude who's like, I thought this was a singer-songwriter. Oh my God, I can't believe it. You know, like it's sort of par for the course. But we always kind of fuck with people a little bit like that.
And
when I played Urban Plaza once, they made me pay for the microphone though. So there you go.
And I was gonna say, and thank you for like knowing what you were getting into before you booked me, because everybody wants to do the whole, oh, they're popular on the internet. Let me get them on a bill with fucking what's the singing white boy? What's his name? Rob Thompson or whatever the fuck. It's like, no, honey, like I'm gonna say yes because money is money, but like you didn't think this through, like.
Yeah, you should kind of know what you're doing a little bit, I think. Like, yeah.
Oh my God.
Just between us friends here, you know. So, one of the things that I think is interesting is like so you said that you didn't sing on the earliest material, and then I've only heard Dreamcrusher with vocals like that. I mean, that's all that I know. So what was it like to kind of find your voice a little bit? And, you know,
I mean, I still think I sound like a cat in a bag when I do vocals of any sort, but like, that's why I put so many fucking effects on my shit. so it just sounds like some sort of like specter like looming in the fucking song. But I also just like songs like that anyway. Like, so I thought it was kind of like a better pairing. But like, honestly, like, I've always liked physical performances, and it's really hard to be a physical performer to instrumentals. I feel like at that point you're essentially just doing slam, which is like, no, let's not do that. Because you know,
yeah, a little bit rough. Yeah, we don't need to go there.
Yeah, oh yeah. But like, yeah, I think just a lot of the stuff that I grew up on was like, it just made sense to do music that way. But again, like as I was making a lot of the earlier records, I was still learning everything. So like, a lot of the time, like, it actually took forever for me to make a song shorter than 10 minutes because everything was laid out in an 8x8 format. And I was like, I don't think this part needs to be that long. I think I'm just messing around. Everything doesn't have to be a loop. Is essentially what I was trying to get around to. But then like, yeah. What is that? Oh. It's like shit. I got like 3 fucking selfie stick things. Because I was thinking, oh, like, I'm gonna have to live stream performances. And like none of these fucking things work. They're all cheap as shit. It's fucking garbage. And I'm like there's like shit coming out of this one. I don't even know, what is this? I'm sorry. Yes.
Sure. It's funny how things like that happen too. I'm just like, my dog wants to walk in here sometimes, and I'm just like, we're flowing, we're in your house, you know? So I don't even know where Angus is right now. But yeah, like it's really interesting just kind of progressing and sort of finding yourself. When did you start? I mean, I remember, you know, then all of a sudden, like fast forward, when did you start adding in lights? And it felt like the performance went from more confrontational to a bit more like communal, like you were inviting the audience into your kind of Dreamcrusher world with like the slow strobe and like the smoke and like, I mean, I just seen people like swaying and like there's like this whole sort of like energy to it. And I feel like the performance sort of, there was more quieter, lower moments and then bigger crescendos and stuff like that. When did you kind of start kind of feeling that you needed to kind of add in those other stronger, bigger visual elements?
Well, I kind of was always purposefully inviting people into my shit. I think like, honestly, I think just in the beginning of like doing shows here, I don't think anybody knew who I was. So It wasn't like it felt like it was confrontation for confrontation's sake because of that. So like my ability to sort of invite people into my world, as you said, eloquently put, darling, was like when people were like got to know me a little better, it was like, oh, like you're not like just a violent like psychopath hardcore piece of shit. You're actually like trying to take me somewhere. But the lights and strobes and shit and fog and all that came with budget. I had like,
it costs money.
It costs so much goddamn money. I don't know. I asked Aaron Dillaway this. I asked Farmington this. Keeping up with all the chords and shit is so goddamn expensive. Chords die. They fucking die.
I have a mass grave of chords in Saint Vitus of like, dude, it's insane. The amount of money that we spent on like microphone cables alone, just XLRs in like a year is like,
oh my god,
insane.
Yeah, so like a friend of mine, Fly Flesh and Blood, who I used to play with him, gave me these 2 teeny weeny like birthday ass Party City ass strobe lights. And I would always like set them on top of like 2 tables or something, and they only had 1 speed. It was on or off, so it would just be like blinking, and like, yeah, I have. Another reason why I didn't have that much equipment is because I didn't have a place to live, and didn't want to carry more than what I had to. So
well,
I was
that's
like,
also an important fact. I mean, I feel like economics always play, obviously, what you have access to, and over the time, I mean, those economics develop aesthetics, because it's like, okay, well, I'm going to make do with this, or I'm going to look at this piece of equipment in maybe a different way because I'm just can't get the other things that I really want, right? Or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I found like a small enough smoke machine that still fills a room. Yeah. And I was like, all right, I can carry that. There we go. But then I at that point I had started like paying rent at one place and not moving the next week or the next 3 days or you know. But yeah, I really like the idea of again, like for me, music is experiential.
I get it.
The
yeah.
But I want to escape. I want to escape, and I want the people that come to my shows to escape too. And for me, at the moment, the easiest way to get people to do that is to completely, whatever space that I'm in, I want the space to not matter.
That's a great point.
Yeah, and I want like you have to, because the space is so hazy and all that stuff. It's really important what's in the immediate to you. And I think that's really important at a show.
Sure.
Because I really want to fuck that up.
Yeah.
I want to like really it's meant to elevate the music, so I want to really focus on the elevation of it.
Sure.
Excuse me. And I also just like people just like freaking out because they can't see shit. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, no, I think that those things sort of like, you know, they heighten your sensory like vibe, like, you know, you're a little bit more tuned in and stuff, and certain things like, you know, I've seen, obviously there's this band called Portal, if you've ever listened to them, the black metal sort of death metal band from Australia.
Oh,
it had
yeah.
all these wild costumes, but they were so only like spotlight lit, and everything else is dark and Vitus, and like I just didn't even know how much time passed, you know. And when you can have that effect on people, it's like incredible. Like,
yeah,
like I felt like I came to, like, huh, I was there, you know. So that's a really interesting thing too, to sort of be like, I think great bands always make you feel like you're not paying attention to the room, you're not paying attention to anything. You're feeling, you're visceral. You're in a visceral sort of moment. So and that's how I kind of, you know, when I think about Dreamcrusher, I think about the progression of things. I'm like, that's where it ended up for me, because it was this January when this is the last time I saw you. What kind of led to you being so prolific? I feel like there's been so many different releases and things of that nature, which is cool. It's a lot to keep up with, but the listener too, you're just like, oh, all right, cool. Like you're putting out stuff a lot. And what's kind of the, you know, like some people, they take a super long time. Some people it's a bit quicker. What's it for you to kind of keep putting stuff out?
I don't know. I think like, I will say like early on it was completely masturbatory. Like it was literally because I could and I found a platform, so I'm gonna like put sperm on it. It was just like completely like nonsensical. But other than that, like I know that not a lot of other musicians put out stuff like that sounds like what I do, and I want to hear more of that. And so in my head I'm just thinking I'm gonna make like a world around this and have it sort of have its own ecosystem, and like so that you know when you're coming into what I'm doing, it's its own thing. And I think for me, the most effective way to do that is to really sort of oh god, I just saw something stupid. Put thoughts and perspectives and ideas through different parts of a single world.
Sure.
And it's like, I was just about to make another like fucking so like making like different countries, and then like you visit the country and you bring these trinkets back, and then you take those trinkets to the next place, and this and that and the other. So yeah, I wanted it to feel like very similar to a lot of the music that I listen to. Like Throbbing Bristol is its own. They have their own language. They have their own ecosystem. Like Current 93 has their own thing going. Broken Flag and that whole collective, Marmalade and Skullflower and all that shit. They have their own thing, and you have to go there to get it. You can't get that anywhere else. And I wanted it to really feel that way with what I do. So like when people who have the same identities that I have are looking for another sort of like option or escape, they can come to me. They can go to Arca. They can go to Abdul Ali. That type of thing.
Sure.
And I think that's really important, especially because I don't even have to tell you this, but like so much mainstream music and so much underground music they're emulating each other. And it's like really like human centipede way, and it's like a little weird that like certain people are doing it. Some of the shit that's like musically that's going on now is like, it's so jarringly flat.
Yeah.
And it's because they're not making a space for themselves. They're making a space in someone else's world for them.
Yeah, no, I think that's actually very apt in a lot of ways. That, I always put it sort of like this. It's like there's a lot of different artists, and like you want to create something where it's like if you were like a chef and you were like, I have a signature recipe, and like I'm like, oh man, I want to come back for like, the burger at Saint Vitus is delicious, like the best burger you've ever had, and your friends are telling you like, hey, like dude, that place is amazing. It's sort of the same thing. You want, I think, people to come back and for something to feel signature, to feel like when I listen to Young Widows, I don't think people make music like Young Widows, but them. And when I walk into there, I want to sort of feel that. I think that about you. I think that about, different folks. And that's something to achieve, right? You don't walk into like a Björk thing being like, hey, there's 20 other artists that are kind of like this. You're hoping that's sort of where you are. There's something that you just said that I wanted to touch on too. You said, you talked about, people of like maybe your identities and stuff like that. And I have to say that one of the things that definitely came out is obviously the signature Dreamcrusher sort of like logo with the nihilist sort of, queer music. And I was just like, that was the heart to me. That was such a hard look. Like it was just like, this is, because I know, because we've worked together. Yeah. So I know you, I know a bit, not everyone sort of like leads with these sorts of things, right? Necessarily, but you were just like, boom, here it is. And like, this is what it's about. And I felt like it was awesome. It was like this big flag in the sand. Could you talk a little bit about just kind of putting that flag in the sand and what that meant for you and like why you wanted to do that?
I mean, for me, it's like, I'd rather you hate me for who I am than love me for what I'm not. Like, I want, like, again, like, you should know exactly what you're getting into when you come to my shit, like, at all times. And there's just, like, I think sometimes, there's a set of people that, like, kind of support things pretty blindly, just because it's popular, this, that, and the other. And I feel like I fucked myself up for that, because I could have easily pretended to be somebody else in order to get ahead. And I didn't really ever do that. And sure. It's like, it honestly hurt me, because like, it's the many interactions I've had with people who were trying to buy a shirt, who were just like, oh, it says queer on it. I don't want my girlfriend to think I'm gay. Oh, it says queer on it? Are you a tranny? oh my God, like, yo, like, I can't really do that, bro. Oh man, $20. Oh, it's just like, but that's, bitch, that's my logo. You can't, like, there's no, like, gray here with that. Like,
Sure.
and, but what's been good about that is, because of people like me and people who are queer and have been able to have some sort of platform to like talk their shit and be themselves, it enables a lot of like young people to explore themselves and like again have a place to escape, because the world is trash and the people in it are trash, and it makes it necessary to have an escape. The reason why ballroom is the way that it is because like their parents were kicking them out and they had nowhere else to go. So it was like what am I gonna do? But it's important because I'm a little twisted, so I'm a little long-winded. So
no, I'm with it, dude. I got a beer. We got like another 15 minutes. We got some time. I'm here, baby.
Woo!
I'm here.
Woo, child. Wait. But yeah, I think we need to like make it cool for people to be themselves, and like it felt like nice to like come out to the world that way. It's like, this is my stamp. Boom.
Yeah.
Like,
it's also really amazing the cognitive dissonance that people can have because they might like something, but they might not. What they're sort of kind of willing to let in or like sort of accept on their own if they're like just taking it on like the entertainment value of it. You know, it's like, dude, like all these like Republican folks, like, you never listened to like a word that Zach De La Rocha said for Rage Against the Machine? Like, what the fuck is wrong with like?
Or them playing Born in the USA over and over and over again. Like, honey, have you read the lyrics to this song?
Yeah.
Wasn't the next single he put out to like 41 Shots?
Yeah, dude. Like the dude. I actually live right outside of Asbury Park, New Jersey, and the guy obviously here, like, you know,
yeah,
is like fucking like it's like he's the, and it's just you know, it's really interesting to see people building their own perceptions, their culture, and the cognitive dissonance they can have even with things that they like intimately love. Like Paul Ryan's favorite band is fucking Rage Against the Machine. Like, that shouldn't even be allowed, but like it's like insanity, you know?
Yeah, someone said like the amount of times, or looking at a list of people that have sued the president for using their music without permission is sort of like the list of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame history completely. It's like, honey, Google is free. It is free. It is a free service for people. Like, yo,
type it in, check it out, put on the record. You can compare notes and be about it, you know? Like, I totally, I think that that's really interesting to kind of, when you're an artist and, you know, yes, you're trying to you want your music to sort of resonate with people, but then when you kind of there are people who might like it for its visceral qualities, but then when they really get a little bit more intimate with it, then all of a sudden these other things kind of can come into play. You know, like I've written a lot of songs about environmental destruction, surveillance economy, all these other things, you know, and like when people really start talking to me about it, they're like, oh, you know, but these are the things that, you know, I've talked about in my songs, and when you really like get down to it, you're like, okay. But I thought with you, you know, you really put that there. But I also think what's interesting about, you know, like having everything like with your logo and what it means, it's also kind of a call to arms to bring more people who are like-minded to Dreamcrusher and the Dreamcrusher world as well, right? Have you had people come to you and be like, wow, I found your music, I found like your little world, and I've been like inspired by that vibe?
Yeah, even before I moved to New York, I got so many letters from people who were just like, yeah, you helped me come out to my parents. And like, yeah, I did an interview with a local paper Oh my God, it was so long ago. I had very short hair. I was so skinny. It was great. I was a 28-inch waist, bitch. Like it
God,
was like
you're not joking.
I'm. Bitch, we about to get down to that way in a minute.
I think you look great.
But but no, I did a interview. I came out when I was like 12, and my mom was like super supportive. My mom's a big old hippie. She's a mess. Like, I love her. And I was just talking about like how important it is to have support from your family and stuff like that. And some kid in Wichita read it and was like, God, this is also like years ago. But they were saying like, yeah, I'm genderqueer and didn't know how to say any of this to my family or anything like this, and if like your words were able to help me and stuff like that. I even got an email like last week. No, look, what are weeks? What are months anymore? Fuck, I don't even know. Let's say Q1 2020. From a kid, shit. Some kid in like Romania said that like they saw me at Unsound in Poland, and were like, that's the first time I had seen noise music before or something like that, which is hilarious to me that my stupid ass is people's intro to noise. I'm so annoyed by that.
It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing that like how that can sort of happen, or you're talking to somebody who likes your art and you're like, whoa, like, but it's just what's available too. So it's a very beautiful thing though, right?
It's so fucking weird. Like, I literally today, I will tell you the sum of my day. I woke up, put some tincture in my coffee, and pretended to exercise, and then watched Return of the Living Dead, and immediately started watching porn before taking a shower. I'm like terrible. So like when people are like, "Oh my God, you changed my life," it doesn't happen that often, by the way. It does not happen. But like when it does happen, it's like, bitch, I'm just here. Like, what are you?
But I think there's something about creating a space just even for yourself that like translates, you know, like I think about even things like, you know, just like Kathleen Hanna and like Bikini Kill, and how like certain women obviously in the punk scene were very like affected by like her just creating space for yourself. And I love that. I love that idea. And I think that it's a really cool thing, and it's a really bold artistic choice, but at the same time, is it that much? Because like you were saying, you're like, I'm just putting it right here because you should know what you're getting yourself into once again. One of the things that I also kind of like I've seen you talk about a little bit as well is kind of just people sort of kind of using, I feel like, kind of like your sort of noise and avant-garde kind of like music and stuff like that in sort of a way where like, you know, journalists can be a little bit lazy in comparison and be like a little bit like almost like, hey, is it really that hard to imagine that someone who looks like me or who is like me that can make something like this? Is it really like that intense for you to think about? And I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because I feel like that has been something that you've put out there a lot for people to sort of see and be like, yo, man, don't lump me in with this and that, and making this very convenient sort of treatment.
Yeah, honestly, like, I'm just learning at this point in my life, just like, I gotta let people be stupid. You know what I mean? I just gotta let you be like fucking pigeonholy and weird, and like I'm gonna just keep doing what I do. Like, I don't have time to like. There was I won't say who, but there was before all of this happened. I was at a show, and this person came up to me and was like, "Hey, do you do the Blackie thing?" And I said, "What does Blackie do, honey?" And they were like, yeah, you sound exactly like Blackie. And I was like, well, Blackie's a friend of mine. We don't sound the same. And it's offensive to me because I don't want you to think that other artists can't exist in the same room and sound different.
Yeah, like let's parse this out a bit. Like,
yeah, but that what that speaks to for me is that it's been so not diverse for so goddamn long that like the idea, the very thought of anyone existing in a world different from theirs is like completely like unrealistic or whatever. It's so asinine, but like this is also America, so I'm not really like shocked by people being fucking like, retarded.
Totally, it's just something. Yeah, like we can't trip that much because we actually like know what's happening in the world.
It's like, hey, honey, it's all that GMOs. It's that Monsanto. It's that damn Sprite and some motherfucking promethazine, bitch. It's all that up in there. Like I can't even blame you for being retarded, honey.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. But it's obviously always difficult to deal with those perceptions. But in your case, you put it out there, and I thought it was always like an engaging in a way that I thought was like really interesting, because a lot of people maybe don't show that side, or like that, you know, tokenization side, or that like, hey, you know, like a bunch you know, like can exist in this space. Like it doesn't just have to be just me or like, you know, one or two, like where there's so many folks who are just making amazing, beautiful underground music, and like just listen and don't just roll in for like, we got some hits this week or something like that, right?
To harken back to George Michael, ladies and gentlemen, listen without prejudice.
Oh, my man, look at you go. Beautiful. So we're like at the 3-minute mark. Instagram kicks us off at that point, which is sad for me. But luckily, I brought 2 drinks, and now I am done with them. I'm a professional, Luann. I want to thank you for joining us, first of all.
You're lovely. Thank you, darling.
And awesome. And another country just came out. Please tell the people where to find your music.
Hello, everyone. Go to dreamcrusher.bandcamp.com for your music listening pleasures. There's also merchandise in the banner. You click on the banner and you've got like little bits of like, you know, you know, oh, I put up masks, buy a mask. Don't be going outside wearing a motherfucking mask on. Put your mask on. Everybody nasty. Put your mask on. It's not a chin guard.
I know, not a chin guard, like all the way up. Not this, this. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Look at my greasy face. Where?
Oh man! And you know what I also always love? I love the energy. I always love how candid and humorous and fun you always are to engage with. Luann, when we open Saint Vitus back up, I cannot wait to have you perform and do what you do best. So I look forward to it. You're the shit. And everybody, go
love
get
and peace.
Shit. Do it if you can find the tape, because it's sold out. But I'm sure Luann will come up with something else for you.
We'll restock later in the year. Every fucking tape press is fucked because of Ms. Rona. But we're gonna do like a limited thing too, because I'm not really into producing material shit. You know what I mean? I like really like didn't even want to have a merch store, because it was like, somebody's gonna throw away this t-shirt like in 10 minutes, like whatever. But
wait, look at me holding on to this Youth Code t-shirt forever.
Oh, I fucking got a Youth Code t-shirt from Sarah, and there's a fucking hole in it, and I fucking sewed it back up because I'm not getting rid of that bitch. Listen. Come on, $20, $20. Oh,
that's so good to see you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, yes. Have a good quarantine, everybody.
Everybody be safe. Be lovely.
Drink water.
Drink water.
Bring water.
Bring water.
Eat fruit.
Eat fruit. Fruit's good.
And find some good weed.
Oh, dude.
and spray the police with corn syrup because it fucks up mechanics. Great, thanks, Mark.
Boom. Join the resistance. Peace. We out.